concerns are growing over Iran. Britain saying today it will deploy a rotation of warships in the Gulf. 2 vessels will temporarily be deployed together near Iranian waters to, quote, maintain a continuous maritime security presence. That's according to a UK government spokesman. That's after Iranians tried to impede a British oil tanker in the region on Wednesday before being driven off by a Royal Navy ship. Our UK correspondent, Jonathan Sacerdoti, joins me now in London. Jonathan, of course, it has to be said the UK is a signatory to the Iranian nuclear deal. It's one of the parties that's trying to keep that deal alive. What message is it sending to Iran by deploying these vessels to the Gulf?
Well, perhaps it's sending a message of fear. Perhaps it's a message of aggression. It depends who you ask. And the British government has decided to send out HMS Duncan a few weeks early. It was meant to go out there to replace HMS Montrose at the end of the month, but now the 2 will be there together, at least for a couple of weeks. Jeremy Hunt, the foreign minister, who of course is hoping to become the prime minister, has said that he is being updated every hour. This is, he said, a very tense situation that's changing hour by hour, but that he wants to make it perfectly clear to the Iranians that Britain does not want an escalation. He also says that he wants to make it clear that the ship that was seized off Gibraltar last week by the Royal Navy and then is being detained by the Gibraltarians was not seized because of anything to do with its origin or the cargo on it, which was Iranian oil, but because it was going to Syria. He says that this has nothing to do with requests from the US, and the Gibraltarians have also said that no other country put any pressure on them to seize this ship. However, that's not how it looks to Iran. And the Iranian foreign minister has also spoken out saying that Britain is acting childishly and that those EU sanctions on Syria were designed to stop countries buying Syrian oil, not to stop countries like his own selling oil to Syria. So the war of words goes on, but now with ships also entering the Gulf region, things could be hotting up.
Jonathan, to what extent is there concern that the UK is now ramping up the rhetoric and its actions as opposed to Iran under the influence of the US, which has, of course, been in a very infamous battle with Tehran for quite some time now?
There is that suggestion, certainly from the Iranians. Britain, in its external declarations, is saying very much that that isn't the case, that they're not trying to do what the US is asking. They're not trying to introduce new sanctions on Iran or on Iranian oil, because Britain wishes to stay aligned with the rest of the P5+1 countries, with the European Union, the other signatories of the JCPOA, the nuclear deal. They still stand by the idea that that's the best way to prevent Iran from gaining the capability to create nuclear weapons. However, America, as you know, does not agree with that, nor does Israel. And as a result, there has been pressure on the European Union and also particularly on Britain to act in accordance with the wishes of America. The British so far are saying that even though it might look like some of these actions are in accordance with America's wishes, that's not the motivation, that they're strictly to do with sanctions, EU sanctions on Syria from 2011. Of course, we'll have to wait and see exactly what happens in the coming days and whether or not they can stand by that line if they carry out any future aggressions.